Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, guys, I am so excited, but I'm going to be talking about the new Shadow Kiss palette from Alter Ego. This just launched. This was sent to me in PR, so thank you guys so much. So if you guys want to know what my thoughts are on this palette, how I created this beautiful look, well then definitely keep on watching. Alright guys, so if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you guys know that I have always been a huge fan of Alter Ego. Now, Alter Ego is a dupe makeup company. It's the best way to put it is they do dupes of well-known luxurious eyeshadow palettes. They typically do dupe. I always say dupe, I make myself laugh. They typically dupe Natasha Denona, and for me, for someone who doesn't shop Natasha Denona just because it's such an expensive price point, I thoroughly do enjoy the fact that Alter Ego does recreate their palettes. So here we have the brand new palette. This is the Shadow Kiss palette. Now this does retail for $16 and just... look at that packaging. It is freaking beautiful. I love the packaging right here. And when you open it up, this is how the palette itself looks. Now, definitely not my type of style palette. You guys know that I am not a neutral bitch in the slightest. I'm a color connoisseur, color whore. But it is nice to kind of have neutral palettes here and there. And this palette is definitely a dupe to the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Now, I don't have the palette itself to compare it to just because I don't really own that many Natasha Denona palettes, but I have seen pictures online and you can definitely see a great comparison between the two. So on the website, it says, a shadowy collection of sparkle grays and browns collaborates effortlessly with the contrasting matte whites and sandy gold tones that kiss any complexion beautifully. Now, like I said, this does retail for $16 compared to the Glam compared to the Natasha Denona Glam palette, which I believe retails for $65. So this is definitely a third of the price. You guys can use code Dawson10 to save you guys 10% off your purchase, but I actually had a lot of fun with this palette. So I'm just gonna not ramble on too much. I'm gonna go ahead and dive on in and show you guys how I created this look. Okay guys, sorry. So like I said earlier, the Shadow Kiss palette is a dupe to the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I barely own any Natasha Denona palettes just because they're so expensive. So I really do love when Alter Ego releases dupes because I'm like, yes, because they're literally a third of the cost. So this packaging, by the way, I just think that this palette is just so aesthetically pleasing. I love how it looks. And Shadow Kissed. I love the name because I'm an avid reader. I've been kind of vocal about me being an avid reader, at least on my vlog channel I have been. But anyway, I love reading. And so the Vampire Academy series by Rachel Mead, the third book is actually called Shadow Kissed. And so this is just what it makes me think of is Vampire Academy series, which I finally am getting page core into read, which I'm so excited about. But this is just what the name reminds me of. It's like, ooh, Vampire Academy. I freaking love it. Now, on the inside, you guys already know that this is going to be a neutral... Okay, so on the inside, you guys already know this is going to be a neutral palette. And you guys know how I feel about neutral palettes. I am not a neutral bitch. I'm just not. I am a color connoisseur, a color whore, if you might say. But it doesn't mean I don't enjoy my neutrals here and there. So while I think the shadows on the inside are kind of meh, because they're just not my colors like style, I'm definitely interested to try it out. I've already been swatching these and playing with these a little bit. But it just doesn't stand out to me color-wise just because I'm just not a big fan of neutrals. So that's my only thing. So I'm like, and I wish I had the Natasha Denona palette to compare it to. But unfortunately, I don't. I'm so sorry. I know I'm horrible. I'm a horrible YouTuber because I'm never prepared. I just don't believe in buying expensive eyeshadow palettes that I will never really use. Okay. So we're going to go into the shade Vanish. I'm going to do a very easy neutral eye look. So we're going to the shade Vanish right here. And we're going to pick it up on my E22 brush from Bling Brushes. And I got to set my eye first. I'm going to go in with my Alter Ego eye base. You guys know that I've been loving this eye base a lot. I've been using it in almost every single eye look I've done. Like the last, I don't know, month or two. This is my only eye base I have been using. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down. And we're just going to go and do our look. Okay, so I do have to say that I thoroughly do enjoy Alter Ego. Like, they have been so kind to me. And if it wasn't for my wonderful subscriber, Krista Lee, if I think I'm saying that right. She's the one that actually introduced me to the brand over ooh, I want to say almost like, what, 2 years ago now, I feel like. So I'm just so freaking grateful that she introduced me this brand to me. And I actually really love the fact that Alter Ego is a dupe makeup company. And I know that as a creator of makeup, not like I'm a creator of makeup, that I can only imagine how annoying it can be to have someone dupe your brand and all the hard work you put into it. So I can see that side. But at the same time, for someone like me who is an average consumer, it's so nice because it's nice to be able to buy an affordable eyeshadow palette that creates the same exact quality, if not better, for literally a third of the cost. I mean, this is $16 compared to like a $65 palette. And I'm just like, it's the same thing, but better. And I love it. I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down in my crease, and we're just going to start to just blend this out and bring anything left over in the brush forward. Look at me like I'm doing an eyeshadow tutorial. Like I know what I'm doing. So I hope that everybody had a beautiful weekend. We had a wonderful weekend. Paige, Jarvis, and Caleb came down from Jacksonville, and they stayed with us from Friday to Monday. That's why I did not post yesterday. But we were originally supposed to go to Epperson Lagoon, and if you guys follow my Florida Life channel, you guys will see the very first vlog that we ever did was go to the Epperson Lagoon, which is like this giant like community pool inside Tampa, Florida. But like it has like a swim up pool bar, it has like an obstacle course, you can go like kayaking, you can go paddle boarding, and it's just this giant community pool, but it's like a lagoon because of how big it is. So we were supposed to go there, but tickets were sold out. So we're like, damn, all right. So instead we were like, okay, well, let's go to Clearwater Beach. But I had the crazy idea, well, what if we went to H2O Water Park, which is a water park here in Orlando, Florida. It's a lot like Wet n Wild. It's not the grandest water park. Like I prefer Typhoon Lagoon. I prefer Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, like, you know, Volcano Bay. Like I prefer those water parks, but we decided to go because I've never been, Corey's never been, and we were going to celebrate Corey's birthday, which is actually this Friday. And so we decided to go, and it took forever to get through the check-in lane to buy tickets. It took forever, and then every seat was taken, so we ended up having to like get a cabana just so we could find somewhere to sit. But and everybody was just kind of like, oh damn, maybe we should have gone to the beach. But I'm very grateful that we didn't go to the beach, because I actually found out by watching the news that we are having a huge red algae bloom right now. And if you guys don't know what red algae bloom is, it's a toxin that gets released into the atmosphere that can have really harmful effects on us. I mean, it kills all the fish. Like right now, I think over 200 fish wash up in the Tampa Bay shore. But it actually has an effect on us, because I went 2 years ago for my birthday. I went to Clearwater Beach when there was a huge red algae bloom. And what ends up happening is that you end up sneezing, coughing, and your eyes burn and tear up like crazy. Like it feels like you are walking into like a big onion cesspool, and the onions, you know how they burn your eyes and you just can't keep your eyes open because they're watering. That's exactly how the red algae at least affected me and affected everybody else. And that's just pretty much what it does. And it's a toxin, like I said, that's released in the water and in the atmosphere. So it's a huge red algae bloom right now. And so I actually told them about that, and I was like, I'm actually kind of grateful that things didn't work out the way they were supposed to. I'm actually kind of excited that things didn't work out the way that we had planned it, because we ended up having a blast. We like I said, went to H2O Water Park, and then the next day we went and had breakfast. And me and Paige actually went to the mall. Well, all of us went to the mall, but we went to the Morphe store specifically so we can use code PAIGE at the Morphe store. It was so cool because we walked into the Morphe store and we're shopping and whatnot. And oh my God, guys, my biggest pet peeve is the amount of people that come over and say, are you looking for anything particular today? Can I help you? Is there anything you're looking for? Let me just go ahead and show you all these products. I'm like, I'm just browsing. And like I've had to tell like 5 or 6 people, I'm just looking. Like I'm not here to find anything specific. I'm just here just to browse around and look, just because I wanted to use code PAIGE, but wasn't sure what I wanted to get, you know? And it just, that just is something that always irritates me, is the amount of people. And I get that that's their job. I get that's their job to help you out in the sales. And it's also a way to deter anyone from stealing. Like, I'm not stupid. I worked in retail. But it's also really freaking annoying. And I start to lose my patience by the end of it. And I'm like, I'm good. I need your help, I'll tell you. So we were able to go shop around. I only got like 2 things. And Paige picked up a couple items. So when we got to the register, I was the first one there. And I was like, oh, can we use code PAIGE? And she was like, yeah, you guys can use code PAIGE. She typed it in. And I was like, this is so cool. I was like, this is her code. And the cashier was like, That's cool. It like did not seem like she cared at all that we were using code Paige. Not like she like knew us or anything, but I still thought it was really cool. I'm gonna go into the shade Veil right here. I thought it was really cool that we were using code Paige at checkout. Like, how cool was that? Like, Paige's code inside Morphe. But the cashier seemed like she could give two shits that we were using her code.
It's exciting.
Sorry, it's her code, so we're excited.
She's Paige.
It's her code. I haven't used it in store before, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so we just started laughing about it, like, oh wow, like she just like kind of took away the fun of it. But I think she overheard us, because then she walked over and said, since this is an exciting day for you guys, why don't we take you guys in the back and you guys can like take pictures in our studio? And we're like, oh, for real? And she's like, yeah. So she walked us in the back, and when she walked us in the back, she had opened the door. Well, lo and behold, there was Jaclyn Hill's Hot Tropic collection just sitting right there. And I laughed because she quickly like tried to hide it. And me and Paige were like, oh no, like we already have it. Like, you don't have to hide it. It's fine. And she's like, oh, no one's supposed to see it until the 22nd. We're like, no, it's okay. So she took our photos. It was super cool. Like, we had a great time. Like, it was so cool to use code Paige at the Morphe store. So if you guys do shop Morphe, please use code Paige. And then, after that, we went to the bookstore, and I got Paige to buy some of my favorite books. So I really hope she's into it, because she likes like psychological thrillers and like mystery romance, and I'm more like sci-fi fantasy. I want to escape the world, escape life as I know it, and just jump into that world. So I got her to pick up a couple of my books, and I picked up one of her books. By the way, I have to say, this is a very, very beautiful shade, laying down nicely. Now, it's really messy. I will clean everything up, but I am going to go into the shade Shroud right next to that. But overall, it was a lot of fun, and then they were supposed to leave that day on Sunday to go back home to Jacksonville. Well, Paige ended up forgetting her laptop at my house, so they had to come back. And so they're like, is it okay if we just stay an extra night? We're like, yeah, stay an extra night. So we just had a whole night playing Monopoly, and it was so much fun because that was Caleb's first time playing Monopoly. And I was like, I can't believe you never played Monopoly in your life. But man, Monopoly, I swear to God, it brings out a side of people that's so competitive that is just insane how competitive people get in the freaking game Monopoly. Like, even I was getting competitive, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, damn. And because you're always fighting for, you know, Boardwalk and Park Palace, and you want to make sure you try to monopolize the whole board. And man, Jarvis definitely is a really hard bargainer to bargain with. Like, we were trying to bargain with him to like switch some colors. Like, Paige and I had to make a deal. And I ended up losing, like legit, I ended up losing, and I ended up going bankrupt, and I had to give away my properties because I just couldn't afford my properties anymore. I overestimated myself, and Jarvis won. But then we played Life, but the Life that we played was the Quarter Life Crisis game, because I freaking love that game. So it's like you start off in debt, like real life, and Paige won that one. So it was actually a lot of fun, but it's why I did not post yesterday, because I just took the day to just relax and catch up on my reading and, you know, clean the house and all that type of stuff. So it was nice just to kind of have like a relaxing day. And I'm sorry, I have to say, these colors are freaking beautiful. They're blending out really nicely, and they're laying down so nicely, and I feel like my mirror was just blocking it. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, and then I'm going to go into the shade Cloak. I think this is like my favorite shade of the whole palette. I'll lay that right next to that. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up just a bit. I'm going to come back with my lashes, and we'll come back and do the we'll do the under eye together. And yeah, guys, I'll be back. Okay, so now that my face is on, I am wearing my Lunar Beauty lashes in the style Luna. My nose is looking so rough because my nose did get burned the other day, and so it is peeling. No matter what I do, it just wants to peel. But we're going to go ahead and finish off this eye look. I really am liking how this neutral eye look is turning out. I'm not going to lie. So I kind of want to go a little bit sultry if I can. So I think I'm going to take the shade Umbra right here, like this deep dark brown, but I'm going to blend it out with Vanish. And we're going to place this under my under eye. And then I think I'm going to do like a smoky, like black liner to go with it. So we're just going to just literally just line the bottom of my eye with this. Ooh. Okay, now that that's laid down, we're going to go back in with the shade Vanish, that light brown shade that we first went in with, and we're going to blend it out. Make it a little smoky if I can. The shade is definitely a little bit harder to blend. It's not really wanting to blend out as much as I thought it was going to. It's kind of just being a little bit of a harsh line. So that's a little irritating, but the other shade Vanish is blending out beautifully. All right, let me go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, guys, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and this is the final look. So I am not going to lie. I feel very sexy right now. Like, I don't know why. I just really love how this eyeshadow look just makes me feel, makes me look. If you guys are wondering what I'm wearing on my lip today, I'm actually wearing the Jaclyn Cosmetics Toasty Liner. And I just kind of lined my whole lips and brushed it out with my finger. And then I put the Lunar Beauty Celine gloss on top. I just think it's a really beautiful combo. I just really like how the overall aesthetics are looking. Like, the shadows blended out so nicely. They laid down very beautiful, and I'm not gonna lie, I really love how this turned out. So, like I said earlier, I really do love the packaging on this palette. I think it's absolutely beautiful, something that I can definitely gravitate to. I love the name. I love the name. The inner reader in me is like, this is such a perfect name. Very beautiful. And when you open it up, like I said, it's definitely not my color scheme. I'm not into the neutral palettes. I just never have been, but I can safely say that this is a very beautiful palette. Like, the shimmers that I used blended out really beautifully. They laid down really nicely on the eye. And then I only used one matte shade technically, so I only used Vanish, and it blended out really nicely. But the shade Umbra definitely was a little bit more harsh. I had a harder time blending that out, but it kind of worked out because I'm looking for like a smoky under eye, so it kind of worked out anyway. But I definitely have a little bit more harder time with this. So it is definitely a beautiful palette if you are looking for neutrals. Is it one of my favorites? No, only because I'm not a neutral person, but I can definitely see myself picking this up time and time again to recreate this look, just to do more neutral looks. Like, it's really nice to have a variety of neutral palettes so you can kind of pick and choose from. And it's only $16. Like, that's just insane that this is only $16. And when I had battled my Natasha Denona palette versus a Alter Ego palette, the Alter Ego came out as a better formula, in my personal opinion. I've always had really good experiences with Alter Ego. Their formula is truly incredible. Their price point is phenomenal, and I really do enjoy that. So if you guys are looking to get your hands on a beautiful neutral palette, I definitely recommend checking this out because it's just a very beautiful neutral palette. It's definitely a dupe to the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and I just really love Alter Ego. I love their formula, and they really do have some great quality stuff. So Alter Ego, thank you guys so much for sending this to me in PR. I thoroughly appreciate it. I really do. And this is a very beautiful palette. I still think my favorite one from you guys is the Goddess one. Like, that Goddess palette is just truly chef's kiss. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4, mostly 5 times a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channels, R for the Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. A huge thank you to all these beautiful Patreon members that you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe. Either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you. I'll see you guys very next video. Bye. You guys can use code Allie. You guys can use code Dawson 10. I rarely, and and it says that this is a shadowy collection of a sparkled grays, browns. So this bluffed it out. I just kind of lined my whole lips and